Today we are so excited to have a special guest sitting with us, and I got to meet her this weekend from you.
Yes, my beautiful friend Sandy Morrison, who I got the chance to really connect with over 5 years ago now, in Oregon, where she lives. And it was in my deepest desire to bring the two of you together and for the three of us to spend some nourishing time together, especially at this moment in space and time that we find ourselves. I found it really important and poignant to get together. So yeah, wanted to bring her into the conversation today and just capture some of her wisdom, what she's got to give out to us. So I think it's going to be juicy.
Very juicy. It's been awesome.
I'm excited to be here and excited for the introduction, and so grateful for this time that we've had here together this weekend and the experiences that we had. So thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
Yes. Yay. I do think that we've proven the point this weekend, just how nourishing it can be to be in the company of like-minded people that are on the same path, and just how powerful that can be when we all get together.
Agreed. Like-minded people, like-minded dogs and animals.
Everybody living in coherence.
And like-minded in the way that we all like to take care of each other. I think everybody here is wants to give to other people, so it's nice to be in the presence of people that just want to give to each other.
Yeah, like we were saying last night about how it's like the battle of the caretakers, but in the best way, you know what I mean? Because everybody's just doing a part, see a need, fill a need type of thing, which I think is just such a nourishing feeling to be in the company of people that are in that.
But you did a good job receiving, because I did not know that cooking was your love language and taking care of people. So I was like, oh, wow, you're doing really good.
Thank you. Well, being in the company of like-minded people, I just feel like, sometimes we need that reminder so we can do that and feel good about it and interact with others in a good way as well. So it's been really nice being here with you and being in this space.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you guys.
Yeah, it's been really wonderful to talk about.
You are not energy vampires.
No. Yeah, to have the dream of bringing you guys together come to fruition was really special. And me and Sandy were laughing this morning just about how the weirdest little similarities that you guys found in your relationship.
What was the one that we had last night that we realize? What was the similarity that?
Well, there was Zeus. There was
our brothers.
The brothers. What
the
was
reason why we've never, done certain things?
Done certain things because you saw your older siblings do it. I was like, no, that's probably not the one.
Yeah, not for me.
Yeah, and I anticipated some similarities, and I knew that the school of thought and the moral compass was the same with both of you, but
it seems to be like that with soul tribe people. You have a very close friend and another one that's in the distance or far away, and you're like, I have to get these two together. They're gonna love each other.
It's just gotta be, yeah. Yeah, it was very much so. Felt that way after all of our communing this year and stuff, and how close Sandy and I have become over the past 5 years. Both just angels and saviors in my world, so it's.
You guys met during COVID, right? That was when everything was shut down, and you were. That's why
I was up in Oregon. Yeah, and having Sandy and her husband as a neighbor was life-changing. Being out there, just
remote.
Yeah, and in this weird space in time. And although I was staying with a friend that I've known since high school, and that felt homey, it was nice to make your own friend and develop this really intimate and unique relationship that has just grown exponentially every single time we've spent the juice time together, you know what I mean? And spending time at the springs and riding, and those moments are just.
Were the springs hot springs up there?
We went to Ashland a couple of times. There's some hot springs in Ashland. But once we left, November 21 is when I left Oregon, we ended up at the ones near here. So
those springs.
And
springs that will not be named.
That will not be named.
We made it part of our stops on the travel. So just like to be here at part for a couple days, at least in the travels that we take on our adventures, and spend time with Kara, just because of the depth of the relationship and conversation. Both my husband and I are very nourished by, the presence, and just...
How could you not be?
Ladies.
The authenticity, just like authenticity and depth and conversation. And you just don't find that with everyone. So when you find your community, and you just stick with it.
You keep them close.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, to your point, where there's just like a whole, you hold on to those people with might, and take care of them and nourish them. And, I'm just in such admiration of my tribe all the time. So
speaking of tribes, did you learn about, because you run like ceremonies and things off your land, you host them.
We host them.
And was that the first time you had partaken in anything like that, or learned anything about like that culture? Or
there was always the curiosity, like early on in my like journey of awakening, psychedelics were incorporated into that, but it was all self-guided. And although some of it was play, there was a lot of deep learning that happened in my psychedelic journeys. But I was really desperate's not the word, but I was really conscious of the fact at a point that like I didn't want to play with the medicine anymore. I wanted to be in reverence to it and experience it in ritual and be in ceremony with other people who know the way, and were able to like create a structure for that process to be undergone. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, as a 20 some odd year old kid, you're really just making it up as you go. You go camping and you have, a meteor shower, or you gear it, or you try and gear certain things to make it special, or to make your awakening moments special. But
the meteor shower to the soundtrack of Shine On You Crazy Diamond.
Exactly. That one will definitely stamped, you know what I mean? And so those had their own element of ceremony, but definitely nothing ritualistic aside from taking the medicine. So
that was your first time, like actually experiencing that as a ceremony?
Getting to do that, cool. And getting to experience the medicine in a guided way, and with other people that were curious and invigorated by doing the same was really special. And honestly, really to be introduced to the Indigenous community and to see the vibrance of that and to see their teachings in real time was really, really powerful.
I bet.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say incredible. A lot of the people come to ceremony, they have this idea that they're going to be going on some kind of, trip or having a psychedelic experience, but it's not like that at all. And coming from my background, when I haven't really experimented with any of those things. That wasn't my intention behind it. It is more about because it isn't psychedelic. There's nothing psychedelic about it
at all.
You don't even really feel like you're, on the medicine or using the medicine. And
by medicine, it's peyote, right?
Peyote, yeah. Okay. So cactus, it's mescaline. So basically, people will come thinking they were going to have some kind of visuals or experience in that way, but it's not like that at all. It's they call it the grandfather's whisper because that's like a whisper. It's very, very quiet, but more so than anything through that ceremonial experience, my eyes were open in ways of communicating, in ways of praying, because we all have this misconceived notion that praying is, for a religion, or sending prayers up or good thoughts up for people. And it's really powerful when people gather together to say, we're going to support this person. All of us are here to support you. We may not know you. We may not have ever met you. but we're here for you, and we're going to guide you in a way to do whatever work you want to do. If it's good work, maybe for a birthday, or maybe for a wedding, or a celebration of something. And a lot of times it's not just that, it's also for, helping someone with a sickness, either medically or spiritually or mentally. And it's just really powerful to just support and lift someone up in a group, and then to have our Native American relatives guide us in that way. So we just open up the space of the land that we happen to be caretaking for, and allow relatives to come and take care of themselves.
And others,
and others,
because the prayers are powerful
awesome.
in group. Have you gone to any sort of ceremony in that way, or
Not with any type of medicine.
Got it.
When I
okay.
was young, my parents used to go away to this place owned by these two Native Americans that had a lot of ceremonial things. There, like every May, we did like the maypole, and we separated the men and the women, separated and did their own specific ceremonies and everything. And we would spend like several nights there camping and everything on the land. And I did things like that as a child, and that was my only real interaction with that culture, and never any kind of medicinal ceremony.
Yeah, but an introduction to that community setting and how that can operate, and I don't know, really planted a seed for me as far as like the desire to develop that community in my own sphere. And
my parents did end up building like a sweat lodge on our land too, and they did their like vision quests and all of those kinds of things. So they were definitely, I dabbled and got to see a little bit of it. It was beautiful to learn about and to be a part of.
Yeah, learning about reverence and about the surrender and the letting go. It all just, it transfers to the day-to-day if you allow it. It's that integration of the things that you struggle with in ceremony, or the things that come to meet you in those group settings.
So what was it like for you to go in for the first time and to experience it? Was it like the grandfather's whisper? Did you feel like it was very subtle?
It's hard. It's so hard.
It's very, very hard.
It's really hard. Very structured.
And you're in mixed company and with a lot of people that you don't know. You know what I mean? So that was really tough. The amount of time that you're in there for like 12 hours type of thing. And so much goes into it. And like Sandy said, there's so much energy being put towards this one thing. It can be very draining in that way. And for me, it really took the next 2 and so days that we spent decompressing on the land after the ceremony to really have everything click in from what you had experienced, and to see what was really to be derived from what you witnessed. And
when you say like that one thing, does that mean that you come in with one thing that you're setting an intention for, or is it like collectively? Or
it in the ceremony that I went to, it was a collective prayer. I think that's how it goes most of the time, where there's this one reason why everybody comes together. So for instance, recently they've done ceremony for a friend's son who like wanted to be introduced into the community, and put prayers up for his awareness and for him coming in through this birthday, and to bring him like up into his adulthood and stuff. And the one that I went to, it was all around health, so we chose health and wellness, and that was the anchor that everybody was there for, was to clear out stagnant energy that was causing incoherence in the body or the mind or the spirit. So
awesome.
That prayer's still working.
I bet.
It's you'll be in there and you'll be thinking, what am I doing? It's 2:00 in the morning. Like, I'm tired. My leg hurts, or whatever it might be. And you want to be done. So you think, why did I do that? I hear a lot of people say, why did I do this? I'm never doing this again. Like, that's just crazy. And then, a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, they're like, oh, wow.
Now I know.
That now.
I was confronted by so much walking into that room. Namely, just there were so many people. Like Sandy said, it's kind of an open invite sort of situation. If the teepee's up and people in the area are aware of it, they can just come and be. And so the experience I had was a really busy ceremony, and you're in a massive teepee. What's the diameter of that teepee?
It's 30 feet.
30 feet.
Wow.
But you're getting 2 rows of people in there with a fire, and with the medicine and with all everybody's energy that they have from their day, week, month, year, whatever, and there was no space, and the intention is they call it sitting up in ceremony, and you're meant to sit up on your knees in reverence throughout the evening. And if you struggle and need to come down for a minute, there wasn't any space for it. The woman that came in and sat next to me just was like big arms and had no personal space and stuff. So it was like that's a huge one of my demons, is dealing with having my space and my audio space invaded and not having a tranquility to go down into. So it challenged me in that way. And it's the biggest takeaway from that is you walk into a ceremony in that way and you will be confronted with what you need to look at. Yeah. Regardless of what form it comes in. So
that is exactly it. It's even if you're there to support someone else, if you go in there, you are confronted with what you need to confront. All of the things that you think about are the work that you need to do. And so not only do you support someone else, but there's a time for you to think about yourself. And even more so importantly, there's a time to think about everyone else out there. All the people out there that are struggling, all the people with addictions, all the people with, the desire to want something better for themselves. You're sending good thoughts out for them. So it feels good, really.
It's powerful.
It is very powerful.
It's powerful because you're working on yourself and everybody else, and it's the whole group energy of it. I bet it's
well, and we were saying before lunch, the go in a good way, you know what I mean? Trying to release things with love and not wish it away in anger or be biting about it, you know what I mean? It's I'm sending you this energy away with love and dissolving that resistance between you and it. And only once I could accept that I had no space and that I felt just I felt like my auric space was just so completely invaded by this person that had chaotic energy that I didn't know, you know what I mean? It's only once I settled with that did it feel like the space opened up. So I had to grapple with letting it go, sending it away in a good way.
This makes me think, I remember you were trying to console that person. And I was like, Kara, don't touch, because it's, if someone else is, I don't know how we got on the subject, but if someone else is struggling with what they're going through or they're trying to get well, then you don't want to touch them in a ceremony because you're transferring that energy to yourself.
Yeah.
And just like Sabad was talking about earlier, by allowing yourself to be consumed with someone else's toxicity or energy vampireness, you're taking on that energy yourself. So kind of the same thing, where we just don't allow that to affect us in that way, or just don't physically touch or you felt like you're
involved,
in the aura, but just let them
have their space to get through it and don't intertwine.
They'll figure it out. It'll come back around.
Amazing. 12 hours,
girl.
Wow.
Well, it is long. It takes days to prep and then days to clean up, so
totally.
And is everybody, you're in there in the teepee for 12 hours?
We go in at sundown and we come out at sunup. Wow. Well, after sunup, the sun comes up and it shines in, and then there's other portions of it too. I don't feel like I'm in a position to where I could be teaching about it, but I'm grateful to be able to hold that space and to be able to open up that land for people to come and to learn, because it is a constant learning. I'm still learning, just like horsemanship.
Yeah, you're learning all the time.
It never ends.
Yeah.
Which is funny that's what brought all of us together. Like horses is what introduced
exactly.
Kara.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
And then,
and same.
And
Yep.
same. And then
same all the way around. Yeah.
That is funny.
So that relationship with nature and with our four-legged relatives, you know, that it brings us together in a good way.
Yes.
In a way that is not necessarily affected by those energy vampires or those negative energies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very cool. I didn't even think about the horses.
About how it all.
How funny.
She's like, who's that lady next door with the horse?
Maybe
she needs help cleaning that stall.
Whatever you might need.
Yeah.
Just give me some purpose and to just like, be in their energy. They're just so healing just to be, in heart range of, horses.
They're amazing.
And if Kara hadn't have come over, it never would have happened, because other than in those spaces, my home place it's very quiet.
Yeah.
And so I don't usually have a lot of people come over unless I have I'm hosting or something like that. So I have very few close friends. Just because, as you and I were talking about yesterday, my lifestyle has changed so much that the people I used to be friends with don't necessarily fit into my circle anymore.
Yeah.
So meeting new friends, I tend to be a little cautious about that. And you just came over. You just came over.
Same.
No, hey, can I come over? She just came over.
That one time Kara came over.
And never left. Exactly. Yeah.
Never forget.
Dan said it was okay.
You did. Well, I was sitting in the backyard writing in my journal, and I even remember what I was writing about. I had someone ask me, why do you work so hard? And I was reflecting on that. My first reaction was like, well, because you know, because I want this and I want that. But truthfully, it's because it's what I don't want. I don't want what I once had. And so I work hard to not have
to maintain not having that around. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't want to find myself broke down on the side of the road. I don't want to find myself, any of those things. So that's why.
Yeah.
And all of that transfers so big and beautifully to the people that are around you and that you care about. Back to that, just like, that nurture nature where it's like I was bred to take care of others. We're meant to be in community with one another and to be, in synergy and reciprocity with one another. So to find that in a place that's nourishing and not draining is such a valuable gift. I try and treat it with kid gloves just because it's like, oh my goodness, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, just too special to overlook and too special to not take care of, because the moment you retract your energy from it and stop nurturing it, it evolves and it changes and it's not the same without your impression on it.
Well, we do have to know when to stop nurturing. And that's something you were talking about last night. There are those people that we care for or caretake for or nurture that we need to let them go.
It's like overproofing dough or
something about that sourdough.
It's a journey, man. It's a journey.
Things can be over nurtured.
Yes, they can.
I just blew somebody's mind with that.
I was thinking about that too with what is the gentleman's name who's helping with the training?
Yossi.
Oh, Yossi, yeah.
Yossi. I was thinking about him and the way that he was working with the horses. It's like he loves them and cares about them, but he doesn't over nurture. There's a sternness, a very kind, gentle calmness, but yet he's stern. And there's a point where he's saying, "No, I'm not babying you. I'm not going to keep caring for you."
Until you bite my hand off.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
I just cuddle you until my fingers go in your mouth.
Stop nipping.
The life lesson, the horse life lesson in over nurturing when you get your hand bit off.
Yeah, really though, yeah.
And
But
you
it's
could.
true.
Those horses are.
Yeah, and it's true. And that's like where all the boundaries go out the window and you're just like trying to give and give and give, and that's where it becomes dangerous or not good for you, you know. There's like a fine line where you can keep loving boundaries and it becomes like a very harmonious relationship. And that's definitely been a tough one for me because I love to over nurture.
Well, yeah, and like you said about Yossi, like the kind but commanding nature, it almost demands respect. It demands obedience in a way that doesn't feel like somebody's wagging their finger at you. They're showing you how this is going to go and how it works best. And if you don't do it this way, fine. I'm going to let you figure out what happens if you just keep dangling your fingers out. It's like you're going to end up with less a digit, you know? And sometimes a lot of the time we have to go through the lesson the hard way in order to have the clear reflection of what it can do when you set those boundaries down and when you allow people to overstep and take advantage of your kind nature.
Yeah, and how are we, when we're doing that, where are we not nurturing ourselves? You know?
Yeah, it's in every way. It's taking away from us from the nurture of ourselves when we're just siphoning it out, especially to an outlet that is just taking it and flushing it away.
I'll take it.
And then villainizing you for giving it out, essentially, you know? So, and that's the manipulative wheel that I know that we've all had an opportunity to look at and step out of in poignant moments throughout our life and work hard to, you know, practice mastering keeping those boundaries up in a kind way. There's still a gate that opens, but the fortress is strong. Nothing's just allowed over.
Just like you keeping your property calm and with your people in your circle and who you wanted around.
It's amazing in that thought, thinking about, you know, animals and how much they teach us in that way. I think about the cows and the structures that they have and how they work together and how certain animals take care of the other animals, or one cow will watch all the babies. And that night we got here, it was pretty late, and we came in that gate and I saw those big horses and I thought, oh boy, they could reach right over and just pick you up. And the reason I thought about this, and I told Kara this, when I was young, I was probably 12, 13 years old. My mom had rescued a Mustang horse that had been abused and had some issues with not being fed proper and things like that. And I was cleaning one horse's stall. It was kind of late, and she was over in this stall, and she literally reached over the top of the stall and picked me up by my shoulder right here and lifted me up and bit me. And I had a pretty good bite.
I bet
mark.
You did.
And that's what made me think about that. But it was her pain. It was the pain that she had from before, that she was like, and here I was trying to be a caregiver. So kind of that same thing with people where it's like we're caring for them, but their pain, through their pain, they may, you know, take advantage of that or strike out analogy. On us. So a lot of times I see those lessons in humanity and in morality, authenticity, and the things that animals teach.
That's a really, really good comparison. Fun fact, I have also been picked up by my shoulder with the horse's mouth.
Another thing.
There it is.
Another thing. No.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We're
not one of those big drafts.
Down.
Please tell me not a draft.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh. That would be your whole shoulder.
Yeah. Like right here.
Big.
Yeah. And I was just trying to give him water, you know. I was just trying to, it was in the semi truck and the horse trailer when we were traveling. and it was Travis. He was known to cause some problems, but yeah, he just reached down with his mouth and picked me up by the shoulder.
And that's how they communicate with each other. The horses,
It's
so
true.
They're like, hey, you're in my space, or
Yes.
I'm, I don't want this, or I want to play, or however it is that they're saying.
He was grumpy. He didn't want to be in there.
Yeah, get me out of this trailer, lady. Why you make me travel so hard? So, but
yeah, their way of expressing it. That's funny.
One more thing in the weird similarities I have with Sandy.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what else comes up. Yeah, it's not like, oh, we have the same favorite color. It's like, oh, it's like weird underlying, very specific things.
Yeah, horses with the same name that are both swayback.
Oh my gosh.
But you could also think about that when people are projecting on you or anything like that, that it's usually just something that is off within themselves, and that is something that took me a while to understand
and then act on,
and we were talking earlier about like becoming defensive when people start projecting and everything, and it's better to just observe that is something coming from them.
And that's our way of not receiving it, is just being able to observe it, not absorb it.
I was thinking along the lines of when what we were talking about earlier, where someone is being accusational, and a lot of times that accusation towards someone else might be from their own guilt. And
that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. And it's just, we don't know. And really, it doesn't matter, because until they're willing to become honest with themselves and do the work themselves, go in that TP or whatever it is, face the demons, face the trauma, face the pain, and forgive and let go and choose another version of ourselves. Then, and if they need help along that way, if you need help to try to choose another version of yourself, if you need guidance or we want to support each other,
inspiration, or just support.
Yeah, then
not over nurturing though.
Yeah, let's get real. Let's get honest.
Well, okay, that's what it was. Where it's like you rob somebody of their ability to go through something tough that gives them the medicine that they can then turn around and give out to other people. Like,
big problem with over nurturing.
It is, because you're robbing people of a bad experience that is part of their story, or not, a labeled bad experience that's part of their story, that's going to be part of the medicine that they have to give out. I know that each one of us could stand here and say that, like, without some of the hard shit that we've gone through, we would have half the wisdom, half the like knowledge and ability to take care of others had we not been through the forge and felt it. So to strip somebody else of that experience, it's like, no, thank you for your pain. Thank you for where you're choosing to be at, either, consciously or subconsciously, because it is going to end up pooling up to the collective, the work that you're doing to come up out of it. If I just save you, if I just extract you from the fire and say, oh, I can save you. Oh, here, you're in a bad situation. Oh, you've had a bad life.
Yeah, it's like me trying to micromanage their karma. Like, I got this.
Here,
I'm going to soften the blow. Like, you're not going to go through this. I'm going to take it off for you.
Yeah. Yep. And you take the rock that's that makes them stumble, that twists the ankle and puts them down and forces them to reflect for a couple of weeks or whatever. It's like, nope, leave the pebble in the road for people. And that's not to say don't support people, especially when they ask for it, but be present enough to notice when you could negatively impact their journey and their story and their healing transformation, to validate your own ability to help others, your own ability to nurture somebody into loving themselves. It's sure, love creates love, but smothering somebody with energy they can't receive or process is only going to hinder and
it's like ripping the Band-Aid off really slow.
It's funny you should say that. Just the other night we had this conversation. A friend of ours was talking about that, exactly, about the pains and how you start to do the work, or you think I've forgotten about that. It's not there anymore, and you put Band-Aid on, and you put another Band-Aid on, put another Band-Aid on, and his analogy to ceremony is that when you go in, it just rips it all off. And then, you know, and it's not just that ceremony, it's in just when you're ready to do the work and you're ready to confront those things, then that sore is open and it's raw and it's real easy for other people to hurt you by touching it. And you know, and so we try not to touch other people's wounds. We just want to let them do their own healing on their own.
Let it breathe.
Yep.
I love
beautiful
that
perspective.
I love that. Oh, amazing.
Can't walk people into the fire. You can help walk them out of it, you know, if they're willing to do the work. You can stand by their side, but lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
It's all about horses.
It is.
Horses are life lessons.
They are.
They teach us a lot. They really do.
Yeah. And I've been so thankful to see so many people. I had a girlfriend call me a while back and be like, there's something with the horses. Like, she's not involved in the horse world. She lives in LA. She's a painter. She's an actor. She's like completely not involved in the animal world. And she's like, we are being called back to the energy of being around horses. She's like, humans are going to repair their relationship with horses and really start coming back into community with them in a good way. And at the time when she said it to me, like a year or so ago, it was like, okay, I'm so into it. You know what I mean? Like, and here we are on the train. And so to see everybody in these past few months, really, there's been such a bright light shone on this Chinese zodiac of all years. Why this year that everybody had like really attached themselves to that story of the snake shedding its skin and moving into this momentous energy that is the fire horse. Like, and to watch so many people talk about that, I've thought so much about Allie's comment a year or so ago. Like, people are really starting to, whatever it is, like, fine, this might be some like astrological archetypal thing and it's not in their physical world, but one way or another, even if it's just a drop in the well, people are turning an eye toward it. And it's just, interesting to watch how powerful and momentous that energy has been. And then to wind up here on our, weekend that we've had, and, with this
on the Fire Horse Ranch.
Going through,
I've got to ride a fire horse.
Exactly.
And to be in that full transformation, you know what I mean? To
for sure.
And in this space with people that are like heavily involved with the relationship between humans and horses is just really interesting to me to see it all.
It is
culminating.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very cool. It's very collective. And I posted a video not that long ago, reposted it on TikTok because I changed accounts, and it was of me doing an energy healing session with my horse on a client who was on a table. My horse was doing the energy work with me. And it just blew up, and all these people are messaging me like, I need that. I need this in my life. I need this. How do I do this? How do I sign up? How do I get this? And then like talking about doing the horse retreat I'm doing here.
Yes.
The people that I have had as clients in the past messaging me saying that they're just so drawn to horses, and every time they think or see a horse now, they're crying. And I'm like, wow, it really is a shift in that.
It's hitting like a critical mass situation. So it's very interesting to observe it, and so incredible to feel a part of it, and to feel my own personal connection with horses and the people who love them, who I also love for like 40 million other reasons. You know what I mean? It's just like to watch it all culminate from almost that like source point is been an interesting road. So I'm thankful that everybody is starting to like learn about that, be drawn to it in weird and unexplainable ways, maybe, you know what I mean? Or feeling overwhelmed emotionally by their presence or by the thought of their presence. There's something that people are being like heavily drawn towards learning about the relationship between humans and horses and spirit all together. So I'm very thankful to be in observance of that and not feel caught in an undertow.
They know. I mean, the horses know if you're sad. They know if you are mad. They know,
If you're
if
scared.
you're scared. They know all of those things, and they'll play on those emotions, or they'll nurture in those emotions. And so, like we were talking about yesterday with horses not lying, and horses teaching us about empathy and about understanding one another. We all know that just being in their presence, like doing the Kundalini yoga before we went out and spent the time with them, like getting our mind and our body in that right space so we can be reciprocated.
Be a good passenger, as Yossi says.
Just have that relationship, because I mean, I can know times where I go out, upset over the years and just be crying, and then here comes my horse, and puts their head on my shoulder, or, just rubs up against. You're gonna be okay, Mom. You're gonna be okay.
You just instantly feel better.
You go out there. Don't go out there angry, because girl, you might get picked up by the dog.
Especially depending on where they're at, because that is synergistic.
What are you all mad about? Well, I'm mad too. So it's pretty powerful. And I also think that this, the strength of the fire horse, that power, when you there's something, just especially even if people have never ridden a horse before, they're like, wow,
they symbolize power.
It symbolizes power to be able to, I don't want to say control, because you're working with a horse when you're riding. You're not just getting on controlling them. You're asking them, and they're asking you, and you're communicating. But something about the bonding, especially with the Liberty work, where you're like, hey, I want you to do this, and I want you to do that, and they're like, I want to do this, and I want to do, you're talking to each other without even using words. It's an unspoken language of emotion and truth.
Moving together, like
and Liberty is like the epitome of horses don't lie, because
totally,
yes, it is.
They'll humble you very quickly.
Just walk off stage.
I'm not gonna do that.
You're wrong. I'm out of here. You're Yep. And they don't say it with words. They say it with body language. And that's also a reminder for us too.
And energetically.
Find yourself in balance, like Yossi was saying this morning with the whip. Find it. You have to find the balance in yourself so that you can feel the off balance in them. Same with other people. It's like, if I'm not balanced within myself, then I can't feel it when somebody else is out of whack or off balance. It's my job to stay present so I can remain in observance, so I can remain in my healthy boundaries first, and use my discernment to be in interaction with anything. And choose to put my time and energy toward it, or whatever else, however I'm like paying the situation.
Yes.
I had when my ex left me last year, it was right before I went into 2 weeks of shows, and I was working every morning with Alina, who does Liberty with me, and I was getting out Renata, my mare that I do Liberty with, and working with her, and Alina was helping me, and we were building the act. And I was receiving like these messages and hysterically sobbing. Like I couldn't even function, and I was trying to go out and practice.
In her makeup and
Liberty. We weren't even to the show yet.
Okay,
we were like, it was right before we went. So we were like here, and she was just like, all right, like you need to start by just like getting centered and just being with her, and like go take some walks with her and just work on like centering yourself and connecting back with her. And it helped me so, like I had to, or there was no way I was going to be able to do any kind of Liberty work with her, right? But even that was a very dramatic example, but even when it's like very, very slight and I'm working with them, and I lose that connection for a second, they know it. So it forces you to be like in every moment of presence with them, about like being connected and being centered. And I think that that's a really awesome thing to be able to practice, and especially in this day and age, is just being very present.
Being present, A lot of times when people, and you probably know this, they say, hey, I ride. And I remember Kara first came, I ride. I'm like,
do you though?
Do you though? Were you on a pony when you were 8? Or, do you actually ride? And I'm always learning,
Sure.
even watching Yoshi and you, it's like, okay, I got still a lot to learn. And horsemanship is a never ending thing, but
we all know those people.
Yeah, we know that.
Sure.
So yeah, sure, you want to come over and brush them, and they say no, or you want to just come over and be in their presence, no,
I want to ride.
I want to ride. Well, then you're not coming over.
Yeah.
So because you're not getting the message, you're not getting
what it's about.
What it's about, and so much of that, just like you both were saying, relays into life itself.
Transfers into the daily life.
We have those people all the time with Gladius. I want to come do this, or people, do you ever need people to just come work your horses? I'm like, do you think that we would just throw like random people off the street like,
working
here you go?
Sure, just ride them around. Thanks for exercising.
Sign a liability release form, please.
But it's like they want to come, or in the same kind of regard, we have a lot of kids that we train here that do competitive vaulting and stuff, and a lot of them, some of them have like really worked hard and become amazing at certain things that are needed in the show. We brought like a few of them in.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And then we've had like interns come in the past that are like want to be in the show, and it's like we have had people come in with that desire of like they want the Instagram videos and the show and the costumes and to say they're in the show and everything, but they don't want to spend all the time here to actually learn all of the things and connect with all the horses and do the actual work it takes to get in there. And if people aren't showing us that, then they're not going to be a part of anything.
You got to make the connection with the animals. Like the animals have to trust you too. You can't just think you're going to get on and go do things. You got to build a relationship. They're like, hi, this is who I am. And, and I'm going to give you some love and brush you down and get you ready and clean your feet, make sure everything's good, So build that first. And I loved how when I went out there, you're like, who do you feel drawn to? And he just came right
which
up
one's
to me.
calling up?
Titus is like,
he's like,
your
I'm weird.
I want to be weird with you.
Cute. He's like, I sense that you're into weird.
You like weird
horses.
vibes? Weird horses. You into it? You want to play?
He was the first one that came up to me this morning too. I went out there at sunrise. And
he is hilarious.
He just was like, hi, hi, I love you. Good morning.
He's like, I love a good caretaker.
Oh.
You look like you know where to scratch.
Yeah, he did it.
Give it up. Yeah, right there.
Cute.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're amazing.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what life would be like without horses. And I want to give that to people too. I don't want to like tell everybody, don't ask me to come hang out with
No, of course. But you want people
do.
to be there with the right intention and to not be missing the point of it all, or to be here in vain or in self-indulgence is the opposite of the lesson that's being taught by this place and being in horses' presence just generally. Like, it's a lesson in being a human being. So if you're out here with ulterior motives, that's not only felt by the true caretakers of the space, but also by the horses and the tribe as a whole. So,
and that's why it's also cool to open up the space for yoga, because it allows people to come in and be in their presence.
I was just thinking that, like all the things, the body work that you do, the yoga, different types of yoga that are available here. It's not necessarily about riding, just being in that presence, just hearing them breathing and eating in the background and making their little nickery noises. And it's just a safety in it, and there's a comfort and a peace, and it can bring up emotion or healing, and so in a sense this is a ceremony. Like, you're coming here to do the healing, whether it be physical healing, emotional. Yoga is mind, body, spirit.
Totally. And even just the ritual of brushing them, and you go through the rituals and that creates the ceremony.
Absolutely. I can't tell you how many epiphanies I've had shoveling horse poop,
major downloads, picking stalls.
And you get to hang out with them and talk to them.
Just spend time. And a lot of the liberty work I did in the very beginning, or working on natural horsemanship in essence,
the games, right?
The games.
Pearlie called them all the games.
I take a book, go sit down and with a chair next to my horse or in the pen with my horse, and just read and wait for them to come over and be like, what are you doing?
Hey,
what are you reading?
You want to do something together?
And if it, sometimes you'd wait all day and nothing would happen. You'd just be like, no, they're not interested. Especially when you're building a relationship with a new horse, or have never been around horses before. Sometimes just sitting next to them and doing something other than paying attention to them gets them curious about you, and that builds a relationship too.
I
and
love
trust.
doing that.
Yeah, trust, because you're not forcing
Go read
yourself
out there.
on
Go
them.
do yoga out there. Go, you know,
Do something passive. Yeah.
I do. I love setting up my mat like in the pen with them and just doing yoga. And they're great. They're hilarious. Shavasana. And I mean, obviously, I wouldn't tell anybody to just do that, but I know.
They know
your
you
horses,
and
Those
right?
guys.
You can do it next to the pen.
I do. Right, yeah.
Don't do what we tell our kids that we coach, like, don't go to any other barn and do what we do.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do.
Because what we're showing you
Isn't
not
transferable.
Exactly horse safety 101.
Let's remember, you're dealing with, my horses are 1,500 pounds. I'm guessing, I don't know, 3,000?
The heaviest one is 2,500.
2,500.
Yeah. So they're all about
Unbelievable.
2,000 pounds, the draft horses.
Big.
Incredible.
Well, it's been an amazing weekend.
Yeah, thank you so much for opening up the space.
You're welcome. Well, I mean, the space is always open to you.
No, well, I appreciate you. Yeah.
And you, Sandy.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
wonderful.